Discover the disturbing history of abuse and death in chapters 19 to 21 of the Book of Judges. In ancient times, when judges ruled Israel, a disturbing story unfolded in chapters 19 to 21 of the Book of Judges. Before we go on, it is important to inform that the narrative contains sensitive elements that address adult themes such as violence, cruelty, and tragedy. A Levite man, pilgrimage through the lands of the mountain of Ephraim, finds a concubine for those who demonstrate deep affection. The fate of this story takes a dark course when the concubine betrays man's confidence and returns to his father's house in Bethlehem of Judah. 4 long months pass, and man's heart is full of longing and desire for reconciliation. Determined to bring back the woman she loves, the man comes in search of her, accompanied by her faithful companion, a pair of donkeys. Upon arriving at the girl's father's house, an exciting reunion takes place, bringing joy to the hearts. However, the father-in-law in his wisdom holds the man for 3 days, sharing meals, conversations, and celebrations. On the 4th day at dawn, the girl's father continues to insist that they stay for another night. The days unfold between postponed matches and invitations to remain. Even when the 5th day comes, when the man decides to move on, his father-in-law persuades him to wait until the end of the day. The man does not want to spend the night there and finally leave. The journey continues to take them to the city of Jebus, known as Jerusalem. The night approaches, and the man, his concubine, and his mate decide not to spend the night in Jebus. Instead, they continue anxiously for the journey that still have ahead.
When they arrived in the city of Gibeah, governed by the tribe of Benjamin, the Levite man, his concubine, and his partner face an unexpected. There is no one who welcomes them in their homes, and as they pondered what to do in the city square to dusk, an Ephraim inhabitant elder who has been going on in Gibeah realizes the situation. Curious, asks the travelers about their origin and destination. Levite man shares his journey, explaining that he came from Bethlehem, Judah, towards the Lord's house, but had not found shelter for the night. The generous elder in his heart responds with words of peace and welcome, offering straw and pasture for donkeys, bread and wine to him, his concubine, and his mate. He says, "Peace be with you. Whatever you miss, stay in my position, just not passes at night in the square." With these words, the elder demonstrates the generosity of his heart, offering support and hospitality to travelers, insisting that they do not spend the night in the open. The travelers accept the invitation, and at night, at the elder's house, they wash their feet, eat and drink a lot as they talk happily. However, the story takes a dark course when malevolent men in the city surround the house, knocking on the door. They scream to the elder lord of the house, "Take out the man who entered your house to meet him." Bad men certainly wanted to steal, abuse, and perhaps even kill the Levite man. The tragedy unfolds, anguishing, when after the arrival of the malevolent men to the elder's house, they demand that the Levite man be delivered to satisfy his wicked desires. In an extreme act of despair to protect his guest, the elder offers his virgin daughter and the traveler's concubine to men.
However, Levite refuses this terrible and distressing proposal, not allowing him to barely fall on women. The situation reaches an unbearable level when bad men take the concubine out of the house and abuse it brutally all night long. At dawn, Levite finds his fallen concubine lifeless at the door of the house. Faced with the terrible scene, he decides to make a macabre and shocking decision, cutting concubine's body into 12 parts and sending each part to the different tribes of Israel as a dark testimony of lived horror. The civil war between the tribes of Israel and Benjamin intensifies as indignation and the pursuit of justice grow. The leaders of all tribes gather in a congregation before the Lord in Mizpah, from Dan to Beerseba and beyond. united as one man, with 400,000 men standing, ready for battle with swords in hand. The congregation questions how such evil could occur. The Levite man, husband of the concubine victim of the tragedy in Gibeah, narrates the horror lived in the city of Benjamin. He reports how the citizens of Gibeah rose against him, surrounding his house at night, and committing such a terrible act that resulted in the death of his concubine. In an extreme act of despair and indignation, Levite man confesses to having taken drastic measures by cutting the concubine's body into pieces and sending them all over the land of Israel's inheritance.
Faced with this disturbing account, the congregation of Israel decides that none will return to its tents until Gibeah is held responsible for its actions. They then plan a coordinated action, gathering men from all tribes to arrange a punishment up to the madness committed in Gibeah.
After the congregation of Israel decides to seek justice for the terrible event in Gibeah, messengers are sent to the Benjamin tribe, demanding that those responsible will be delivered to be punished. However, Benjamin's children refuse to hear the voice of their brothers, choosing to protect the men from Gibeah. Benjamin's answer is not conciliation, but preparation for war. Benjamin's tribes mobilize with 26,000 men and 700 more. Gibeah chosen to face Israel's 400,000 men in an imminent confrontation. An intriguing detail arises: Benjamin's chosen men, although they are less, are skilled warriors and unique strategists.
Before the final clash, the children of Israel seek divine guidance in Bethel, consulting the Lord about whom would lead the attack against Benjamin. The divine answer is clear: Judah will rise first. With the Lord's direction, the children of Israel prepare for the battle, camping against Gibeah, where the field is armed for an intense conflict marked by the search for justice and revenge. The battle between the tribes of Israel and Benjamin unfolds in a chaotic and bloody scenario. Benjamin's children, although they are less, demonstrate impressive ferocity and military skill, with a cunning strategy and a fierce determination to resist the attacks of the Israelites, overthrowing 22,000 men on the first day of war. The strategic position in the hills gives Benjamites a geographical advantage that is skilled during the conflict.
The perseverance of the people of Israel is put to the test after suffering this harsh defeat. They reorganize their ranks and seek divine guidance, again forces to continue the battle against Benjamin's skillful warriors. While the battle between the tribes of Israel and Benjamin intensifies, an unexpected turnaround occurs. Benjamin's sons, despite the numerical disadvantage, demonstrate a fierce determination and impressive military cunning. With bold strategies and innovative tactics, they can turn the game against the Israelites, surprising everyone with their resistance and combat skills. The struggle becomes even tighter as the Benjamites show unavailable strength and union, challenging expectations and placing the numerical superiority of the Israelites. The battle becomes a true test of courage and strategy for both parties, revealing the ferocity and determination of the warriors involved.
While the conflict unfolds, uncertainty hangs in the air, all attentive to the unpredictable developments that will mark this crucial phase of the civil war between the tribes of Israel.
After the intense clashes between the tribes of Israel and Benjamin, the situation reaches a critical point. The leadership of Israel seeks divine guidance in Bethel, crying out to the Lord for wisdom and discernment in the face of the impasse with the children of Benjamin. In deep reflection, they evaluate the strategies adopted so far and seek a new approach to dealing with the staunch resistance of the Benjamin warriors. With humility and faith, The people of Israel are preparing for another decisive clash, trusting in the Lord's orientation to achieve the desired justice and restoring peace among the divided tribes. After a series of bloody clashes and failed strategies, the children of Israel decide to adopt a different approach to defeating Benjamin's skilled warriors. With divine guidance, they plan an ambush elaborated in the Gibeah Hills, where the Benjamites were stronger. With the help of infiltrated spies, the Israelites can attract Benjamin warriors to a place away from the city, where they would be at a disadvantage. The ambush is meticulously planned and executed accurately, picking up the Benjamites by surprise and disorganizing their ranks.
The 10,000 men chosen for ambush show courage and determination by strategically attacking Benjamin's warriors, resulting in a decisive turn in battle.
The fury of the Israelites manifests itself against their enemies as confusion and despair take over the Benjamites before the accurate coup of the ambush. The scene becomes a brutal, chaotic, and brutal battlefield, where cunning and determination prevail over brute force. The ambush in the Gibeah Hills marks a crucial point in the civil war between the tribes of Israel and Benjamin, leading to an impactful and decisive outcome for the conflict. After the devastating battle between the tribes of Israel and Benjamin, Israeli leaders face a humanitarian dilemma. With the almost decimated Benjamin tribe, concern about the survival of the Benjamite lineage. Faced with the oath of not giving their daughters in marriage to the Benjamites, the leaders seek a solution to avoid the extinction of the tribe. After intense discussions and reflections, they come to a dark deal, sending messengers to Jabes Gilead, a city that did not participate in the oath in Mizpah, and capture 400 virgin women to be wives of the few survivors of Benjamin. The 12,000 brave men sent to Jabes Gilead execute the mission accurately and bring women to be delivered to the 600 remaining Benjamites. Despite the controversy and moral weight of this decision, leaders take this extreme measure to preserve the continuity of Benjamin's tribe in the face of the imminent threat of extinction. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and keep following for more biblical stories. This dark narrative reminds us of the importance of justice and respect. May we learn from past mistakes and seek a fairer and more compassionate world. Until the next video.